Today, I want to talk about how scrolling is an obligation. When I talk to people about that have this issue, and I ask them kind of why they're scrolling, why they think they're scrolling, it's usually trying to distract myself, or I'm just killing some time, things like that. And that makes sense. I do the same thing. And so, before I get into why it's an obligation, I think it's useful to talk about how I believe there's three types of commitments that you can make in the world. There's intentions, obligations, and distractions. An intention would be a commitment you have to your own vision that supports your own vision in life. An obligation is a commitment that you have that supports someone else's vision. And a distraction is a commitment you have to yourself that supports no vision at all. So it'd be really easy to say, oh, scrolling, that's a distraction, right? And a lot of people consider scrolling on their phones a distraction. Maybe you're distracting yourself from something you're doing, or you kind of want to just escape reality, or you just want to kill some time and you don't really know how else to do it anymore. So it's a distraction, right? Some of us might be using social media platforms um, for trying to start our own business, supporting our goals. So then you might say, well, maybe that's an intention. Maybe it's supporting my own vision. I usually ask those kind of people, like, what's your vision? Because I know it isn't scrolling for 2 hours a night. I know that's not the vision. But there's certain actions you can take on these platforms that are intentional acts that support your vision of growing a YouTube channel, or of growing your Instagram following, or etc. But the actions that you need to take to get to that goal isn't scrolling. It can involve scrolling for various reasons. But for the most part, just scrolling on the platforms is not an intentional act. Most people wouldn't say, under the definition of a commitment you have that supports someone else's vision, most people wouldn't consider that an obligation. But I think most, if not all, scrolling is an obligation. Let's think about it. An obligation is a commitment you have to support someone else's vision. Why are we scrolling? Well, it's because these, social media platforms mostly, although they're not the only things you can get caught scrolling on, but these technology platforms, what's their vision? Their vision is to get us to use the phone, get us to continue to scroll, so they can show us ads so that we buy stuff. Bottom line, that's why these things exist. That's why they're free. They're free because we pay them with our attention, not intention. We pay them with our attention and our focus. And what they get back in return is they can show us something and say, hey, consider this. Maybe buy this. Maybe you can buy it right in the app. Or it's just an ad, and then, you might buy it somewhere else. Or it's an influencer that's selling me some product, showing me some sunglasses I never knew existed and I don't care about until now. And for some reason, they look really cool now and I want them. So think about it. That's why we scroll so much. That's what hooks us. These platforms. Our scrolling is serving their vision, serving what they want us to do, not what we want to do. Obviously, there's goals we can have that require using social media platforms. Well, let's go back to that. How do we define an intention? An intention is a commitment you have that supports your vision. So, what's your vision? Do you have it written down? Can you say it? If I asked you right now, could you tell me? Could you put it in the comments? What's your vision? If you don't, it's really easy to do. Just take 10 minutes and write down every single thing you want to do. Anything in your life that wants a change. If you can't think of anything and you're watching this video, maybe it should be reduce scrolling on my phone. That can be a goal. A vision is just a set of goals. So write down all the goals you could possibly have. I want to learn to play the guitar. I want to stop scrolling on my phone. I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to run a sub 2 hour half marathon. That was one of mine. And then cross out every one except for like three max. Don't dilute your ability to do these things. Focus on three maximum. And if you can just focus on one, that would be great. If you could just say, the only thing that I'm committing to that supports my vision, so the only intentional acts I can take are supporting this one goal, and maybe that's reduce my phone usage, because maybe you don't have an idea of what you want to do, but you know that you don't want to do that, or maybe you want to lose weight, or whatever it is. Set those goals, and then ask yourself, am I taking actions towards this? So let's just give yourself permission to use social media, but do it under under that rule. Does this commitment support my goals? So in the case of stopping scrolling on your phone or reducing your scrolling behavior, watching my videos would count as an intentional act, but infinitely scrolling YouTube would not. Okay? And this goes for any goal. So maybe your goal is to start a business, lose weight. Then consuming content related to that is intentional, but just scrolling is not. So that's why scrolling is an obligation, because these actions that we're taking are supporting Facebook, they're supporting Meta, they're supporting Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it. It's supporting YouTube, Google. It's the people running those companies, the board members if they're public, or the shareholders if they're public, the CEO if they're not. It's supporting their vision. They want to show you ads. Don't buy into it. This is an amazing piece of technology. These social networks, these social media platforms, these creator things, amazing opportunity. The world, we've never had so much opportunity for an individual to make something of their life. Never. We have so much access to technology. Now with AI, I can complain about AI, but there's real utility there, and it can really help you do something in life. But if we're not using those platforms for what they can be good for, and we're falling into the obligation trap, then they're really not serving us. So let's take advantage of this free technology that we're getting, and let's use it for our own good. Take some time today. If you don't have a vision, write down all the things in your life that you'd like to change. Highlight 3 of them, and then move forward in life considering the only intentional acts I can take must support these goals. We don't have to get rid of all the obligations. It's going to be impossible. Most of us have jobs. We work for someone. That's a huge obligation. It fills a huge amount of our time. We can still do distractions. That's fine. But let's focus more on intentional acts. Let's set those goals for ourselves, and let's move forward in pursuit of those goals. That's all I have for you today. Thank you so much. Like, subscribe, helps me out a ton as a super small creator on YouTube right now. Every little bit helps. So give me a signal, tell me I'm on the right track or the wrong track, and share this with people that you think might use it. Appreciate you.